far too often we can use nice words like gamification, servitization, and what we can do, Uberization, and usually we'll use these words rather than actually explaining what we're meaning in that point. And I think that's a very clear point here, is that area of gamification, what that actually means is driving that bit. Again, it goes back to that point, and it's that we've touched on earlier. I see this in change management. I write about change management a lot, as you can imagine, whether it be from the software or the hardware side of things. And again, it's that building that collegiate approach. It's building that internal pride to be the best within your team, but also be proud of your team. And that's where the gamification elements come in. And of course, you bring that in. And of course, the end product is you've got a team that will drive revenue because they are empowered and impassioned about what they're doing. But I think the final point I'd like to kind of zone in on, and we've kind of alluded to this a couple of times, is that talking about engendering that belief and that collegiate feel within the organisation, within the workforce. It's how do we do that employee engagement piece? And what I thought was really interesting from the data was, and I think intuitively I knew this, but it was really interesting to see it. We found that more frequent and more personable gestures were just as effective as financial reward. So by that we mean, acknowledging good work, however that's done, whether it's the line manager just say, quite frankly saying thank you, whether it be an employee of the month program, whatever it is that is those frequent and regular acknowledgements, they have just as big an impact as the bonus and incentive schemes that are there. Not saying they're bigger, I'm saying they're on an equal footing. That was very, very clear that came out. I mean, to stick to this kind of conversation where we're aligning some of these big trends and also we're understanding where we can improve those with the new generation of tools that we have. I mean, just how critical is it that we can track those, that we can the workforce management solutions we have that element of employee engagement? As you said earlier, it's not just putting numbers on a spreadsheet. It's not just putting things there so we've got that capacity planning. There's all these elements: the discipline, the training, the development, the placement, and I think the gamification aspect that we just touched on and the engagement pieces. I think those are perhaps what sets away the modern tools, the 21st century, tools that we've seen emerge. I think that's the important bit for me. But I'd like to get your thoughts as somebody that kind of has a much deeper layer of knowledge around this.
Right. So, to continue on what we don't like to call gamification, right? Well, as you correctly mentioned, it's not only about tangible benefits or tangible awards, rewards. It's about to give the feeling of your importance, to the organization, because obviously we're all working for money, we like money, so work when we work on, but not everything can be measured by money, all right? So you have to give the personal recognition. I know what you're doing, I like what you're doing. I think you are the best, or one of the best in the organization. I see your success. I recognize your success. Because very often people they feel nobody respect what they're doing. So they're looking for recognition. So not for physical rewards, but for the good work. So you're important. And this is where employee engagement or let's call it gamification plays very significant role. But again, let's don't be too naive. Okay, so we still live in the capitalism, right? So fortunately, so if I know how to measure your success, okay, so I have a possibility to reward you, with the tangible benefits, okay, to give you, something significant, not only emotional recognition, but also something else. But you have to have tools, you have to have processes, okay, which are defined and implemented, okay, and followed by every member of the organization. Okay, so and very often this is what we see from the reports. They don't exist. Okay, so in the businesses. Okay, so maybe there is another thing, another tool, which can bring more success, to your business. Okay, so it shouldn't be overlooked, I believe. Okay, so